The Sterling question is answered against the Vikings. And how would Barry's boys fare? A coaching change, but the same stars try to get fired up for a three-peat. And will the Bills be back to meet them again? Cody's Oilers take on Indy, where the Marshall Plan begins to take action, while Buddy Ball makes its debut in Anaheim. We'll tell you about the touchdown run, the breakaway catches, the big hit, and who could go all the way. We're head over heels, opening day, next on ESPN NFL Primetime. Hello once again, everybody. I'm Chris Berman, and welcome to Week 1 of the 75th NFL season, Kickoff 94 on NFL Primetime, our new home. We got two new bands, one in the morning and one in the evening, but same crew, and we couldn't be more excited to bring you some football. Tom Jackson, Robin Roberts join us here, and we're raring to go. There's lots to show, but first, let's get you caught up on the late scores. Dallas Cowboys, yeah, so much for the preseason, right? Barry Switzer, you could run on this team in the preseason, not now. Pittsburgh couldn't run. Pittsburgh couldn't win. Dallas impressive, 26-9 over the Steelers. Emmitt Smith, business as usual, 171 yards rushing. Major shocker for the defending AFC champs 4 times over. They're thumped up at Rich Stadium by the New York Jets, 23-3, as Thurman Thomas had only 5 yards rushing. Wild game. We'll keep you posted on at Joe Robbie Stadium. Back and forth go the Patriots and Dolphins. About 7 minutes to go, the Patriots lead that 35-32. And a surprise, the Cards have all the possession time, but Arizona trails the L.A. Rams. Todd Light scored on a fumble return early in the game, and the Rams lead that 14-12, under 8 minutes to go at Anaheim. Again, we shall keep you posted. We begin the season with Seattle, Washington. Not Seattle, Washington, but Seattle at Washington. A pair of teams at 2 different stages of rebuilding. For Washington and the first game of former Dallas offensive coordinator Norv Turner as head coach of the Skins, the future is the future. For the Seattle Seahawks, with second-year quarterback Rick Meyer, a good up-and-coming defense, the future may not be now, but it's close. Here we go from RFK, Norv Turner. He knows what he's got to do there. Tom Flores had trouble on opening day, but to get him in the postseason, that's a whole other story. He's 8-3 lifetime there. Opening drive for the Skins, John Freeze. Mr. Freeze went to Washington to Desmond Howard. His first touchdown receiving as a Skin. Taking him 2.5 years, or really in his 3rd season. 7-0 Skins. Brian Mitchell, usually dependable, returning a punt. At the 4-yard line, shakes one tackle. John Vaughn lays the lumber at the 12. Terry Wooden recovers for the Seahawks. Very next play, the pitch to Chris Warren. Made the Pro Bowl last year. 12 yards, touchdown. We're tied at 7. Brian Mitchell, obviously stunned. Chris Warren, obviously psyched. And Tommy,
yeah,
blocking.
Great job of blocking here by the offensive line. House, Ballard, Paul Green. Look at the huge hole they open up right there to get Chris Warren into the end zone. Outstanding job.
So the score is 7-7. House, Ballard, of course, the former Buffalo Bill. John Freeze going back to pass. And it's picked off in the flat by Terry Wooden from Farmington, Connecticut. Look at him go. 69 yards. Touchdown. 14-7, the Seahawks. Norv Turner said he would play Heath Schuler, the rookie, a little bit. He pulls Freeze, brings in Heath Schuler. Heath, welcome to the NFL. Tez Kennedy, Supreme Cortez Kennedy, sacks him, Tom.
Anytime you try to block Cortez one-on-one, this is usually going to be the result. He just pushes the center right back into the quarterback and gets the sack.
Yeah, 3 for 8, 14 yards, 2 sacks. Hello, Heath Barr. Second half, 21-7, the Seahawks. Chris Warren's running, wearing down the Skins. Warren cuts right, 4-yard touchdown, and it's a 28-7. Seattle lead. Warren had an even 100 yards on the day. There it is right there, the 4-yard touchdown. That made it 28-7. He had a pair of the touches, 22 carries for 100 yards. Hey, the Seattle Seahawks win on the road. I know the Redskins aren't what they used to be, but the Seahawks, a road win, go to the Raiders next, then play at least their first home game outdoors at Husky Stadium. The Seahawks win it, and the Redskins, Norv Turner knows he's got a way to go. Well, Seattle, Tommy, you showed the one shot of of Ballard and company blocking, there's more than just that one play.
Well, add Ray Donaldson and Ray Roberts to that list. Anytime you see the kind of running that Chris Warren was able to do today, certainly you know you're getting great blocking up front, and I think we're seeing the maturing of Rick Meyer.
Well, I'll tell you what else. Defense did not have Sam Adams today, but they figured that Cortez Kennedy and Sam Adams in the middle really will dictate that you can't run up the middle. That's what Tom Flores is hoping. This is a team with a fifth-place schedule. I know there are three teams that look like they're much better than the Seahawks in the division, but Seattle is the sleeper this season. Mark it down, week 1, and they have a win on the road. When we return, we've got plenty to show you here on week 1 of NFL Primetime. Joe Montana back in the saddle for the Kansas City Chiefs. He and Marty had plenty of smiles. And the debut for Barry Switzer. Three-peat for Dallas. Well, Barry Switzer doesn't know anything about a three-peat. This is his first season coaching the Cowboys. First game as a pro head coach. How would Dallas do at Pittsburgh? We'll show you more. Primetime continues.
Back when we started making tires, this was considered a romantic drive. But soon, America would fall in love with cars. And Americans would find new ways to fall in love with each other. And through it all, we made tires for just about any car anybody started off in. Kelly Springfield, America's oldest tire company.
On any given Sunday, there's over 5,000 hits, 2,000 head cracks, and 500 body slams. But the trouble is, it's not on the football field. Violence shouldn't be a part of real life. Think about it.
Get it moving.
Keep on moving. Oh, yeah. Come on. Bang it, bang it. Yeah.
And the silver bullet has the taste to keep it moving. Coors Light. Naturally brewed for a taste that goes down easy. Coors Light. Keep on moving.
I never fought a ticket before, but it was the principle of the thing.
Good morning, Your Honor. I brought two. They're not a lawyer. Remember, you are not a lawyer.
Jim Price, Officer Ken Duncan.
It's making an illegal right-hand turn going east on 5th.
Introducing wrinkle-free, 100% cotton Dockers.
Entirely true.
Because there are times when just getting dressed isn't enough.
I got it, Mr. Price. Let me see this. Case dismissed.
Dismissed?
You may go, Mr. Price.
Again, to keep you posted on the two late scores around the league, the Dolphins have the ball in Patriots territory, a little bit inside the 40 now with 3:25 to go. The Patriots still have that lead at Joe Robbie and a wild one, 35-32. The Rams have the ball, trying to run it out against the Arizona Cardinals. 1:30 to go in this game at Anaheim. Rams lead that game 14-12. Well, the NFL season got kicked off at, fittingly, NFL kickoff in the Bay Area. Well, former Niner Gene Washington, Dave Double O Otto, the Raiders, Jim Plunkett, Raiders, Dwight Clark, the 49ers. There's some folks, youngsters testing out Lake Street, whoa, netty, while others kind of sit for, hey, we'll watch and we'll play and we'll have a good time. Also having a good time, the Lions and the Falcons. Run and shoot offense on display for Atlanta. Andre Van Boon Risen was on fire. We'll be back.
True confessions about calling circles from MCI friends and family customers.
He asks for a lot of friends and family's names.
I gave him my sister, my sister-in-law, my mother-in-law, my friend in Florida.
It just wasn't worth it.
Out of my 10 people, only one I got the discount. To make it easier, simpler.
You want it simple? You got it. Just switch to AT&T and get AT&T True USA Savings. Spend $25 a month on AT&T and we subtract 20% from your AT&T long-distance bill. Switch now and save to anyone, anytime, anywhere in the USA, guaranteed.
Simple is better.
With AT&T, you save on calls to everyone. That's why 2 out of 3 MCI friends and family basic or primetime users will save more with True USA Savings.
I'm going back to AT&T.
We'll switch you for free. Just call 1-800-PICK-ATT. We're standing by for your call.
Just switch back.
Switch now. Call 1-800-PICK-ATT.
Your true voice.
NFL Prime Monday, tomorrow, 7:30, ESPN.
Welcome back to NFL Primetime. The wildness at Joe Robbie Stadium continues on 4th and 5. 3 minutes to go in the game. Marino to Irving Fryer for a touchdown. The point after good, and the Dolphins lead the Patriots 39-35. The kickoff upcoming. We will keep you posted. That game could take another 25 minutes. I'll tell you, a game that was exciting and took longer than 25 minutes for sure. A couple of years ago, Robin, the Detroit Lions, they were the run-and-shoot team. Atlanta was close. Now, it's Atlanta that's the last flag bearer of this run-and-shoot offense, and the two combined for a heck of a game.
Yeah, a heck of a game. That's right, and the Falcons, the last true run-and-shoot left in the league. A pair of new QBs went head-to-head in this one. Scott Mitchell for the Lions, and Jeff George is operating the Falcons' run-and-shoot offense these days. For the second straight year, the Falcons opened on the road at the Silverdome, this time under head coach June Jones with Jeff George. But it was a Lions QB who looked good early on. Scott Mitchell's first play, oh, that's a nice target. Herman Moore over the middle. He would gain 33 yards on the play. And the next play, Mitchell gives to Barry Sanders. It's nice to have him in the backfield still. Sanders, 18-yard gain to the 1. Derek Moore would score from the 1. 7-0 Lions. Second quarter, Atlanta goes to its back. Eric Pegram finds a huge hole, goes down the sideline before being pushed out at the 28. He capped the drive with a 1-yard plunge, tying the game at 7-all. It was that way at the half. Scott Mitchell just 5 of 13 for 58 yards in the half. Second half, Wayne Fonts hoping Mitchell would pick it up just a bit, and he did. In the end zone, he finds Herman Moore, but wait a minute. Pass interference called on Vinnie Clark, TJ.
Well, if you're going to interfere, Robin, then interfere. Here, Vinnie Clark grabs Herman Moore once outside the end zone, holds on, and gets him again down in that red zone.
That's right. Mitchell and Moore, that's what the fans want to see. Well, that's what they got. Mitchell's first as a Lion, putting the Lions on top 14-7. George was getting warmed up as well. 3rd and 4. He finds Terrence Mathis for the first down. George caps the 80-yard drive with a, oh, get used to this, an 2-yard strike to Andre Rison. George was 7 for 7 of the drive, tied at 14 in the 4th. Mitchell responds to Anthony Carter. His first as a Lion. Lions up by 7, but on Atlanta's first play of the drive, George goes deep. Oh, Andre all alone. TJ, something had to happen.
Yeah, as you said, get used to it. Look at the beautiful move on the corner right there by Rison. Bends outside, comes back to the inside once he freezes the corner. And I love his effort here getting into the end zone.
Go on with your bad self. Falcons would add another touchdown by Terrence Mathis, making 28-21, under a minute to play. Lions driving 3rd and 1. Mitchell under pressure. Rodney Holman comes down to it, middle of on the 15. With 30 seconds to play, Anthony Carter, his second. Lions down by a point. You think they're going to go for the 2-point conversion? Don't even think about it. George drove the Falcons to the 35. Jason Hansen with the PAT ties it at 28. Then George drove the Falcons to the 35. 1 second left. This can win it. A 52-yarder by Norm Johnson, but no, we're going to overtime. Lions' first possession in OT, moves the ball to the 20, and Hansen takes care of it from there. A 37-yarder to win it. 31-28 is the final. Detroit has won 6 straight against those Falcons. Rison with a career-high 14 receptions for 193 yards. Mitchell completed 16 of 31 for 203 yards and was picked off once. George, 29 of 37 for 281, 3 touchdowns. Folks, Chris Dolman is already unhappy with the Falcons.
I just, myself, just can't look at a situation where it's saying, you know, we're going to lose every game or we're going to be 6-10 or whatever the case may be. I mean, I just can't put up with that. I mean, you know, I'm going to go out each week and do my job and let the chips fall where they may, and if the pressure gets too much, then just, you know, it's time for you to just walk away from it.
Who do we play next week?
Rams.
Rams? At home. I'm going to guarantee a win.
Guaranteeing a win?
Yep. And you can print it in USA Today from far as you can print it. You can print it straight to L.A.
And that game is going to take place in Atlanta. How about the Oilers and the coach, Jim Harbaugh, the new QB in Indy, and Cody Carlson takes over for Warren Moon. But this man, the offensive weapon, Marshall Faulk, the second overall pick in the draft. Didn't take him long at all, TJ, to score his first NFL touchdown, but he had some help here.
You see a great runner, you usually see a great blocker. Here, Roosevelt Potts, look at the block right there at the line of scrimmage. All Faulk has to do is get on his shoulder.
Cody Carlson taking over from Moon. Last play of the first quarter, he hits Ernest Givens from
Louisville.
Oh, some things never change. Ashley Ambrose misses the tackle. Quentin Coriat gets a shoe, and Givens in his socket down to 7. They change ends, 3rd and goal from the 5. Tony McCoy gets to Carlson, forces the fumble, and Tony Bennett is happy to scoop it up. The convoy is on. 76 yards later, he's in the end zone, putting the Colts up 14-0. Now McCoy had to really work to get at Carlson, TJ.
Yeah, Stan Thomas had McCoy wrapped up here literally, but McCoy got through, and once he got through, you get the forced fumble coming up right there, and the great pickup of the ball. That's what you're always looking for.
Yeah, it got worse. Still in the second, Jim Harbaugh fakes to Faulk, hits Floyd Turner, making it 21-zip on the ensuing kickoff. Travis Hanna hit by Devon McDonald. The Colts recover the fumble. 5 plays later, Harbaugh reads the blitz, hits Turner again over the middle for the score. It's 28-0 Colts. That is more points than Indy scored in any game all of last season. Next play from scrimmage, Carlson picked off by Ray Buchanan. It would lead to a 2-yard touchdown plunge by Faulk. 10 penalties, 3 turnovers for Houston, led to a 35-0 lead for the Colts. Second half, painful for the Oilers. That is Carlson going out with a bruised left shoulder. X-rays were negative. Bucky Richardson would have to play the rest of the way, but more from the new Marshall in town. Marshall Faulk through the defense, putting on the non-rookie-like moves. A 54-yard run. 4 plays later, around and through the Houston D for the 3rd score of the day. 42-0 Colts. Faulk, 23 rushes, 143 yards for the rookie. Richardson with 3 fourth-quarter touchdowns, 2 to Haywood Jeffries, the other to Pat Carter, making the final score 45-21. Faulk's running made it a wee bit easier for Harbaugh, who completed a modest 9 of 12 passes for 105 yards and a pair of touchdowns. If you add the preseason, of course, Boomer, the Colts undefeated, 5-0.
The Colts have yet to lose.
That's
now,
true.
Since 1980, you may have seen this on game day, Rob. 20 teams have gone undefeated since 1980 in the preseason. 12 of them made the playoffs. Colts in the playoffs, that would be a long shot. But what a start for Ted Marchibroda's squad. Marshall Faulk, he's a good one, this just in. Well, the Bucks and the Bears, the 2 teams in our favorite division, the Norris division, the 2 teams in that 5-team division that did not make the playoffs a year ago. But hope springs eternal every September. After all, the Bears, like the Colts, were undefeated in the preseason, whispering playoffs. But unfortunately for those Tampa Bay Buccaneers, no matter how things change, they remain the same. Here we go from Soldier Field. Eric Kramer, that changed. New starting quarterback, Chicago Bears. Dave Wannstedt, second-season head coach, Bears. And he watches Kramer air it out to Curtis Conway. Martin sneezes and gets caught for the pass interference. Later in the drive, Kramer, this is the new combination. It's going to make him forget everything in Chicago. Eric Kramer to Chris Gedney for the first of 2 touchdowns, 9 yards, 7-0 Bears. Sam Weiss knows trick plays. He's got many on that clipboard. And Vince Workman, my way back to you, babe. Had a pretty good start. He runs up the middle. He dives for a big game, right, Tom?
Yeah, Tim Irwin here throws a very nice lead block on Joe Kane to spring Workman for that 6-yard gain.
Eric Rett, second-round draft pick. Behind, of course, Trent Dilfer. Rett ran the left side for 9 yards. But then, well, there he is, running the left side for 9 yards. But Ty.G. Armstrong knocks Alonzo Spellman out of the play. Bucks rushing, 123 yards, 4.1 a carry. Trace Armstrong sucking air as the Bucks have been backpedaling. But Kramer has him back in the end zone over the middle. Hardy Nickerson, no, he intercepts it for Tampa Bay for the INT. But the Bucks were offside. Craig Erickson to Armstrong, he dropped it. Willie Green, usually the color of money, but he drops it. What are they doing, Tom?
Nice catch.
Horace Copeland,
nice catch.
Erickson says, I put the ball there. Bucks receivers is having a horrible day. 14-9 Bears late in the 4th. Kramer comes up, with a play action to get in. Look at him go. He could go all the way. 36 yards, 21-9, the Bears. It's Eric Kramer, who got a little gruff in the preseason, but he's the quarterback, not Steve Walsh. Kramer's numbers 18 of 25 for 212, and the Bears beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 21-9. But I mean, let's go back, Tommy, for a moment to the Colts-Oilers game. I mean, it really, not that the Colts won because they were undefeated in the preseason, but the Oilers, my goodness, I mean, they weren't even there.
Well, not to take anything away from the Colts, obviously, they played a great game, and we all knew that the Oilers would suffer from the wholesale changes they made in the offseason, especially at the defensive line position. But there are different stages of rebuilding. There's the beginning, the middle, and certainly when you get toward the end of it, you're looking for the playoffs. The Oilers right now in the embryonic stage of rebuilding. They're not even out of the gate here.
Well, they haven't unbuilt yet.
Unbuilt, unborn.
Doesn't look like a good. They did start 1-4 last year, but this looks a little different. Although one game doesn't mean everything. We shall see. As for the Colts, this is what one game means. The last 8 games of last season, they had 4 touchdowns of any sort at all. As we go inside the numbers, in the first half today alone, they had 5 touchdowns. We got about 18 numbers to show what an explosion it was today for the Colts. But the best number for Marcia Broder and company, what a no. When we return, you will watch, as did the Eagles all day, they will watch that little Megan run. The Giants, opening day at the Meadowlands. Giants, Eagles. Stay with us, please.
When I played basketball, I always wanted the ball. And I got it where it should go. And I always drink Gatorade, because nothing's better. Now I'm playing baseball. I still drink Gatorade. I still want the ball. I still know where it should go. And sooner or later, I'm going to get it there. I hope. It's got to be Gatorade.
That's all over in Anaheim. Welcome those of you that have watched. The L.A. Rams upset the Arizona Cardinals. So much for a winless preseason. The Rams have beaten the Cardinals by the count of 14-12. We'll have highlights a little bit later on. The Giants and the Eagles. Well, Randall Cunningham back in the saddle, and that's usually good news for the Eagles. In his last 8 starts against the Giants, he had won 7 of them. But the Giants, who start this year without, of course, Phil Simms, who's with us, without LT, who's with someone else, Nitro, they figured, hey, last year we beat the Eagles twice. So maybe Dave Brown and the new Giants could keep that recent roll going. Dan Reeves, worried about his rookie quarterback? Well, second pass attempt picked off by Mark McMillan, a pass that Dave Brown probably shouldn't have thrown. But the Giants have a secret weapon. It's called the special teams, and they have some not-so-secret players on it. First, Jeff Seidner hit by Willie Beeman at the fumble. And look at Dave Megan, number 30, recover it. Giants lived on turnovers last year. First play for the drummer, Chris Callaway. Howdy, ho. 20 yards around, almost pay dirt. Down to the 1, setting up a Hampton touchdown, 7-0. G-Bird. Giant special teams again. Look at Dave Megan. Get the block from Jesse Armstead, and then
look at that little Megan run.
And look at Mitch Hamburger Helpers. No help at all, the rookie punter. Then gets a late block from Willie Beeman. The Giants lead it 14-3. Megan, 69-yard punt return. Chris Callaway, Eagles offside. The bomb from Brown. Howdy, ho. Look at him go. 21-3 Giants. Callaway, 74 yards receiving, 20 rushing, 94 yards total. Tom, how could he get so wide open?
Remember the pass earlier that Mark McMillan jumped? Right here, the great fake by Dave Brown. He gives the pump, and that springs Callaway for the pattern.
Nobody throws better from the shadows of his own goalpost than Randall Cunningham. Lofts it to Herschel. Herschel Walker, he could go. Oh, almost down to the 1-yard line. 94 yards, but sets up a touchdown to Mark Bavaro. 20 Giants at the half. Dave Meggett, look at the blocking. Where is he? There he is. 26 yards. 31 yards rushing, 120 yards on return. Blocking, you couldn't even find him, Tom.
Sometimes being small in physical stature pays off in the NFL. Right here, Meggett gets behind Brian Williams and Jumbo Elliott. Even they don't know where he is right there. But once he springs out of that group, then he's into the end zone.
28-16, Giants under a minute and a half to go. Cunningham, Calvin Williams, 10-yard, 28-23. You know what's coming. Onside kick. Rich Kotite says, we got to get it. Watch two of his guys, 42 Mike Reed and 26 Al Jackson. But no. Oh, they just can't come up with it. Arthur Marshall, the former Bronco, gets it. Almost a comeback, but it was the Giants. Big play. Boy, every time they play at the Meadowlands, or almost every time, it's like a big play series here. And the Giants beat the Eagles by the count of 28-23, despite 344 yards passing from Randall Cunningham. Dave Brown just completed the 10, but you saw those big plays, and the Giants were in business. And, you know, so much for the Giants being steady and close to the vest. What, Tom?
Well, I think every time we think about the New York Giants under Dan Reeves, we think about the plodding offense driven by the running game and Rodney Hampton. But I think Dan can adjust and deal with whatever he has. Today we saw the long run by Meggett. We saw the deep ball by Dave Brown. We heard from Phil Simms this morning that maybe Dave Brown's forte is throwing the deep ball, and I think we're going to see more of that from the Giants.
Well, probably are. And Dave Meggett, I mean, he's loved them ever since he's been there. Reeves and Handley.
Big play guy.
And he delivered certainly today. Lots of excitement at the Meadowlands. We go inside the numbers. Against the Eagles alone, Dave Meggett from 89 to 94 has scored touchdowns rushing, receiving, returning punts, returning kicks. Oh, don't worry, he'll register a safety before his career is out. And that's what Meggett has done, 7 touchdowns against the Eagles. When we return, Joe Montana, Kansas City Chiefs, in a building where, well, he might as well just live there. We'll explain in a moment.
The same thing every Saturday. He puts on those old blue jeans and goes out with that old dog, and he's gone all day. He says he's going to bring back dinner, but all he ever brings back is that old dog.
Here's to old dogs, Saturday mornings, and comfortable blue jeans. Wrangler.
When you call collect, what are you doing? You're asking for acceptance. Not the time to be inconsiderate, and not the time to dial 0.
Hi, lover. If I really cared about you, I would have dialed 1-800-COLLECT and saved you up to 44%. But I don't, so I didn't.
I'm naughty. Collect to the boyfriend, huh?
He refused my call.
No.
He pretended he didn't even know me.
Hey, baby, where's the 5?
It's a quarterback fake, and the pitch goes to ESPN. ESPN cuts right and takes the whole college football season and runs with it. Thursday at 8 p.m., it's the Cornhuskers taking on Texas Tech. ESPN College Football. Catch it.
Now, welcome back to NFL Primetime. Year 2 for Joe Montana as a Kansas City Chief. His first game as a Chief at the New Orleans Superdome, a building which he owns. Coming into the game, he was 8-0 as a starter lifetime against the Saints. Then there was the Super Bowl 24 against, Denver, and he rolled. So Joe undefeated in the Superdome going into this game. Could he continue to cook Cajun style as a chef? Joe Montana loves the building, undefeated there. Chiefs' first drive. He also loves having Marcus Allen in the backfield with him for the second straight year. Marcus for 8. Marty Schottenheimer, 4th down decision. Let's go for it. 4th and 2. Marcus up the gut. Look at him bowl for 13 yards. Marcus had 82 yards on the day. Same drive, 3rd and 8. Look at the pass. Joe Montana to Willie Davis. Beautiful. 7-0 Chiefs, Tom.
Yeah, Joe Montana here does a great job of not only reading the coverage by the corner as being man-to-man. He runs, as Willie Davis runs this inside seam route, look how Montana delivers the ball high and away, a fade to the outside.
Jim Moore has seen this before. Second possession, 7-0 Chiefs. Montana to his tight end, Keith Cash, who carries it all the way down to the 5-yard line. Same drive, second quarter. Marcus from the 1. And I think he's in, Tom. 14-0 Chiefs. Dion, do we need you? Do we care? Well, the Saints had their hands full with or without Dion today. Montana on the 3rd possession, flushed right. Joel Schmengi chasing him, but J.J. Burton makes the sliding catch. Good throw by Joe. Second and goal at the 18. Burton, oh, the circus catch. It looked like a touchdown, was it, Tom?
Yeah, if you look at J.J. Burton's feet from this angle, it's hard to tell. We saw it from the back angle. He got both feet in. Nice job of sliding his right foot. Wasn't called a touchdown, called incomplete.
It would lead to a field goal by Elliott. First half, 3 possessions for the Chiefs, 217 yards. Jim Everett struggled a little bit early, but at times he looked very sharp in his first start as a New Orleans Saint. In the pocket, airs it to Quinn Early for a 34-yard gain. Then 3rd and 6 in the shotgun. Everett steps up, fires to one of his new receivers, Michael Haynes. Of course, they're all new receivers. One of the new Saints, Michael Haynes, 23 yards. Then 1st and 10 on the 14. Another new Saint, the former Niner tight end, Wesley Walls. Everett, good protection in the pocket, out of the middle, touchdown, 20-10, the Saints within 10. Marty Schottenheimer says, can't let him get a hot hand, Dave. So, with the score 20-10, Everett, intercepted by Neil Smith. Look at him, rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. Can he go? Everett's the only man that could prevent a touchdown. Whee! A beautiful interception by Neil Smith. There's his mom, Lutetia. More on her in a moment. Look at Neil Smith, quite an athlete at defensive end.
Exactly, Chris. The thing you love about Neil Smith is the athleticism as he goes up and tips that ball to get it.
So that sets up this Montana to cash, 27-10 Chiefs. Joe, business as usual, 315 yards, 24 of 33. As for Jim Everett, guess who? Number 90, Neil Smith, and playing linebacker this year, Derek Thomas, falls on the football. Good night to the Saints. Hello to Neil Smith, a big game in his hometown. There he hits the drive up into the upper deck. Pulled it a little bit, but still that's been play from the rough. And the Chiefs beat the Saints 30-17, the 36th 300-yard passing game for Joe Montana, as Willie Davis caught 7 of his balls for 109 yards. The Chiefs, Tommy, in that game, 460 yards. Now, I did talk with Joe quickly this week. Said, you know, I've had weeks when I felt better, not so much football, but just, I don't know, for some reason I don't feel good. What happens if he feels well next week going into the game in what's sure to be a circus against the San Francisco 49ers? As for the Saints, defensively, they were hopeful.
Yeah, I had a chance to speak with the Saints leading up to this game, and they had revamped their front seven over the course of the offseason. They said, we're really concerned about stopping the run game. They were the 28th ranked defense in the league last year. Well, now they know they're not significantly improved.
Well, at least not after one game. They're not. I'll tell you, it's hard to improve on Joe Montana in the Superdome, but here you go. He's now 10-0 lifetime in that building. As we go inside the numbers, I think this is a pretty good touchdown pass to interception ratio. 10 wins, 24 TD passes, 4 interceptions. Ouch, babe. Speaking of a guy who was sharp, Joe was obviously sharp. Sterling was sharp. First question, would he be back? Second question, how did he do? Third question, how would Warren Moon look as a Minnesota Viking? You know what's good about this show? We answer all the questions in one highlight. Stay with us.
Get it moving. And the silver bullet has the taste to keep it moving. Coors Light. Keep on moving. Naturally brewed for a taste that goes down easy. Coors Light. Keep on moving.
Introducing wrinkle-free 100% cotton Dockers. Because there are times when just getting dressed isn't enough.
Mother and daughter dance.
Your deck versus nature. Your deck versus Nathan. Only one stain protects against both. With Scuff Guard formula. For all kinds of nature and all kinds of Nathans. No house stain protects and beautifies like Olympic deck stain. Now, before you stain, clean and restore your deck fast with Olympic Deck Cleaner.
Creating a high-efficiency furnace as reliable as the new Rude 90 Plus doesn't happen overnight. Rude spent 4 years developing it. The only rule, make it the best furnace ever. Rude spent 3 years in lab testing. It exceeded every expectation, and Rude field tested it for 2 years in the coldest cities in North America. Tough, reliable, the new Rude 90 Plus furnace. There's never been a furnace with this much behind it. Call today about the new Rude 90 Plus furnace.
Now, the wildness is over at Joe Robbie Stadium. We'd like to welcome those of you that watched the Miami Dolphins hang on. The Patriots were deep, a fumble by Coates. They got the ball half-minute to go, couldn't convert, and the Dolphins beat the Patriots 39-35. Wild game to start the season, just like they had a wild game to end last season. Highlights in a moment. Well, wild Saturday in Green Bay, that's for sure, when Sterling Sharp bolted the Packers in a contract walkout for about 18 hours, almost froze the tundra at Lambeau Field all by himself. But he was back on game day, and it's a good thing for the Packers because Mike Holmgren has had his trouble with former fellow assistant with the Niners, Dennis Green. There it is, a little chill in the air already at Lambeau Field. And Sterling Sharp is back. Dennis Green knows he's 4-0 against his old fellow assistant. Game could go a long way to decide in the NFC Central Division. Qadry Ishmael off his hands. Warren Moon's first pass to the Viking. George Ice Teague makes the pick.
Yeah, interception's not always the fault of the quarterback here. Ishmael should have had that ball, but Teague always around the football.
Yeah, he is, Tom. Look at this. He should have had this one. He'll tell you that. Drops the interception. Then some of the receivers had trouble. Qadry, no, sir. Another slant this time from Warren Moon to Jake Reed. And this is into the hands of George Teague. So almost had 3 picks in the first half and 2. Not a bad start. Moon, 7 of 13 in the first half. Not a good start. Brett Favre. This will be his season to step up some more, be steadier. Great field position early for the Pack. So what do? Get the ball in the hands of Sterling Sharp. And sometimes that means we do the double reverse. Sharp runs it for 8 yards. He's so strong down to the 17-yard line, Tommy.
Yeah, Brett Favre here showing his mettle. A lot of quarterbacks get in the way. Very few of them get out in front and block the way Brett Favre did right there.
In the second quarter, former Buccaneer, now Packer Reggie Cobb off the right side for 10 yards. Packers feel they can run better this year. 2 plays later, Edgar Bennett, the fullback. Look at him make the move. Avoid tackles down to the 14-yard line. Next play, Favre looks left, now right. There's Sharp. Zing! Touchdown, 10-0 Pack. They lead 13-0 at the half. Dennis Green hoping his Vikes can regroup in the second half. New Packer coordinator Fritz Shermer has the defense fired up. Know what a big game was around the pocket all day long. Number 95, Bryce Pop. Here he pulls down Moon for the sack. Then a new Packer, Sean Jones, the former Oiler, makes the sack. So the Vikings defense says, hey, we're down 13-0. We got to do something. Jack Del Rio stops Edgar Bennett straight ahead. And then Del Rio again, Tom.
Yeah, Del Rio, nice patience there as he waited for the hole to open up for the running back and then filled it on his own.
And then fills this one as he tips Reggie Cobb for a loss. Even the Vikings and Packers, a great rivalry in the Midwest. 13-3 going to the fourth quarter. Ed McDaniel, there he is. Watch him blitz. He's untouched. And James Harris, not the former quarterback, but the defensive end that replaced Chris Dolman. Touchdown. A fumble by Favre. And now the Pack have the Vikings on their back. It's 13-10. Key fourth down gamble for the Packers. They convert to get just close enough for a big 49-yard field goal with 7 minutes to go by Chris Jackie. Big gamble by Holmgren. Now gives him a 6-point lead. Short pass to Andrew Jordan, not Steve Jordan from Brown University. He would have caught it. Then Terry Allen drops the pass. After stopping, what's he doing wearing Jordan's number 83? What? 2 minutes left. Moon for the Packers 39. Looks for Jake Reed. Intercepted by James Willis. And look at him point out his blockers. Finally wrestled down after he gets the Packers in some breathing room.
Beautiful play by James Willis, sitting back, reading the quarterback's eyes, and then look at the hands on a linebacker. All linebackers have great hands like that.
Yeah, Warren Moon, tough road game, divisional game, and 1-1 thus far as the Vikings. The Packers hold on to beat the Vikings by the count of 16-10. A big, big win for the Green Bay Packers, who are also home. They're at Milwaukee next week, and they'd like to get the leg up in the division. Of course, Detroit also won. Bennett with 51 yards. Favre 22 of 36 for 185. But Tommy, you know, we watched today, and we know what the Pack have. What impressed you today with Green Bay?
Well, I think 2 things. First of all, Edgar Bennett and Reggie Cobb taking some of the pressure off Brett Favre, who is now learning to throw the ball out of bounds, learning to run out of bounds, learning to be patient and line up for the next down. And the other thing, Reggie White came in about 10 pounds under in his weight this year. He's quicker than ever, and that's going to lead to great things for that defensive line.
You know what I like? There was a sequence in the fourth quarter, a big play. Favre had somebody around his foot, and he threw it into the third row, and the entire stands got up and gave him an applause rather than throw it down the field. They know, and so does the coach who noticed Favre. Throw it away. Don't throw it down the middle, except for the one fumble. Favre was pretty good today, so the Packers get the win. We've got plenty to come. Next up, the Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? Jimmy's gone, but Barry Switzer starts his reign as coach. Troy Aikman, Jay Novacek, you've seen these guys, and Dan Marino. Yeah, was his Achilles tendon bad? Don't think his arm was.
I used to think it would take me years to learn the techniques of master woodworkers, until I got my hands on The Art of Woodworking from Time Life Books. These spiral-bound volumes bring you a lifetime of woodworking wisdom with safe, practical, step-by-step advice from expert woodworkers, from how to select and finish wood to the secrets of perfect joinery and how to build dozens of time-saving jigs.
Call this toll-free number to order cabinet making, now specially priced at just $9.99. Use your credit card and receive this free bonus video, Shop Secrets from Master Craftsmen. Future woodworking volumes will arrive once about every month at the regular price of $19.99. Keep only those you want. Cancel anytime. Keep the free video no matter what.
The Art of Woodworking gives you the confidence to tackle any project and the how-to advice to complete it with results you'll be proud of.
Call 1-800-270-2200 to order cabinet making, now specially priced at just $9.99. Use your credit card and get a free Shop Secrets video. That's 1-800-270-2200. Call now.
Yeah, welcome back to Primetime. A lot of excitement, a lot of tickets being sold in Arizona for new-look Cardinals with Buddy Ryan. They started on the road just up the pike at Anaheim, figured a walkover.
Yeah, against the Rams, these two are combined 1-7 in the preseason. But Buddy Ryan feeling pretty good because when he opened against the Eagles as a head coach in '86, he won against the Rams. So he's feeling pretty good about this one. They are no longer known as the Phoenix Cardinals, but rather the Arizona Cardinals. And, of course, they have a number of new players, many of whom played for Buddy Ryan. And oh, that Buddy Ryan. You want to know what he's thinking? Just ask him. Like last year with the Oilers, Buddy was asked what he felt about the L.A. Rams.
And then we came home and played the Rams, and that was the worst football team I've ever seen. I mean, offense, defense, special team, coaches, cheerleaders, it all stunk. It was the worst day I've ever seen in my life if I set football back 100 years.
Absolutely. Oh, that lovable Buddy. But he didn't mention the fans. They're a little strange, and they remember Buddy's antics last year in Houston. Rams D came up big early. Larry Centers gets stripped by Joe Kelly. Todd Light grabs it, goes 74 yards up the sideline for the score, a Rams team record. 7-0 Rams, just like that. And, Buddy, that's nothing to sneeze at. Later, Cards thought they had a break. Punting. Johnny Bailey has the ball bounce off him. The Cardinals recover, but the officials say he was interfered with, TJ.
Yeah, as we take another look at this, Robin, it looks like Bailey here runs into his own man right there, then resets himself. That ball should have belonged to the Cardinals, but the call held up.
Yeah, meanwhile, the Rams struggling on offense. Jerome Bettis gets stacked up after a short gain. He rushed for 23 yards on 9 carries in the first half, but the Rams led 7-6. After the Rams intercepted Steve Berman in third, Chris Miller gets Jesse Hester for the big game before he gets knocked down his head by James Williams. What do you think about this, TJ?
Well, you better be tough when you run across the middle of the field in the NFL.
You know you got to get hit like that. That set up Jerome Bettis, the short touchdown run. 14-6 Rams, just like that. And Jerome, oh, he is all fired up. Go on with your bad self. Buddy couldn't have been very happy about what he was seeing, but the Cards fought back. Ron Moore takes the handoff. He twists. He doesn't go down. He breaks some tackles and gets 22 yards. And that set up Berline to Larry Centers. Goes for 3 yards. 14-12 Rams, and Chuck Knox sweating it out a little bit. They go for 2. But Berline is rushed and the pass goes incomplete. Buddy and the Cards lose to the terrible Rams, as he put it. 14-12 as a final. It was the Rams' first opening day win since 1989. Chris Miller, 6 of 16 for 131 yards. Jerome Bettis, 21 carries, 52 yards, and 1 touchdown. All right, I know you've been waiting for this. The Battle of Ohio, the Browns and the Bengals. Oh, heart be still. All eyes in Cincinnati on the #1 pick, Big Daddy, Dan Wilkinson. So-so day for the big rookie. He sheds a block here, gets a big piece of Leroy Horde at the goal line. And he can, you know he's got some speed, TJ. He bursts to the line, tackles Eric Metcalf behind the line for the loss. He had 2 tackles and an assist on the day, but he did make a rookie mistake, TJ.
Yeah, here, I thought a very questionable call by the official here, as they called him for hitting Vinny Testaverde right after the play, but he only gave him a nudge, because if the 300-pounder hit him hard, he would have gone down.
He would have felt it. That penalty kept the Browns' drive alive from the Bengals 11. Vinny Testaverde to Leroy Horde. Some hard running for the touchdown. Extra point time, and the Natalie-clad Bill Belichick had something up his sleeve. Tom Tupa keeps it, scores the first two-point conversion in NFL history. Remember that. After a short Derek Finner touchdown made it 11-7, Randy Baldwin fields the ensuing kickoff at his own 15, heads upfield, leaving a sea of Bengals in his wake. Now check out, oh, you got me, no, you didn't. He goes on past Darrell Williams, an 85-yard touchdown run, 18-7 Browns. More from the Browns special teams, not to be outdone, is Eric Metcalf. Mere minutes after Baldwin's jaunt, takes it on the 8. He goes upfield, gets some key blocks along the way. A 92-yard punt return for Metcalf, the longest in Browns history. Remember, he ran back 2 punts last season against the Steelers. Late in the game now, Bengals in the hurry-up, down by 8, 28-20. Steve Broussard takes the pitch, gets inside the Browns' 15. 2 plays later, David Klingler back to pass, but the rookie, Antonio Langham, is there. A heartbreaker, TJ.
Yeah, there's a progression of reads right there. The tight end coming across the middle of the field may have been open. You saw David get a little bit impatient. He waited a little too long, delivered the ball late for the interception.
28-20 is the final. Klingler with the career highs with 43 attempts, 27 completions, but 2 INTs. 28-20 is the final. The last time the Browns returned a punt and a kickoff for touchdowns in the same game was 1958. The last NFL team to accomplish a feat at the Detroit Lions in 1977. The Bengals lose to the interstate rivals for the 4th straight time. Of course, the Bengals only won 3 games all of last year. They sure wanted to start with a victory. Didn't happen.
Not to be, but the answer to the trivia question years from now, first two-point conversion, NFL, Tom Tupa Lohoney, right?
There you go.
It was big play there, determined the way they played at the end. All right, Rob, well, talk about Super Bowl memories. I don't think there are any better ones than when you meet the Pittsburgh Steelers with the Dallas Cowboys. Of course, those great Super Bowls of number 10 and number 13, both in Miami, both won by the Steelers, both won by 4 points. Well, Barry Switzer is head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, first time. He didn't care that much about those Super Bowls. He wants to get back to this one because if Dallas can win this year, they do something no other team has ever done. 3 straight Super Bowl championships. Dallas sometimes in the preseason didn't look great, but this is the regular season. Charles Haley. Well, some losses on the defensive line. Would they be thin there? You ask Neil O'Donnell how thin you think they are. Haley had 4 sacks. There's one of them. 1st and 10, scoreless with the Steelers at a Cowboy 38. Look at Haley almost make that play. He's all over the place, Tommy.
Yeah, Charles Haley makes offensive coordinators lose sleep at night with his quickness around the corner, and he just has a knack for knowing where the football is going to be.
Haley, the former San Francisco 49er, and meanwhile, Michael Irvin, only up 6-3 in the second quarter, lets his teammates know about it. Well, Emmitt, just give him the ball. Look at it go for 45 yards against the supposed tough Pittsburgh defense. 110 yards for Emmitt in the first half. Second and goal late in the second quarter, Aikman. Play action, Moose Johnston, the Pro Bowl fullback. Great catch. Had T.J. Moose getting the credit, and he got the touchdown.
Yeah, and look at him extend here. He's known for running and blocking, but look at him extend and make a great catch for a touchdown.
Bill Cowher's Steelers went 3 and out. They couldn't run the clock out, and Dallas going to make you pay for it. Aikman to Irvin. Over-the-shoulder catch between 2 defenders, 35 yards in the play, Tom.
Yeah, this is one-on-one coverage. Deion figures Michael Irvin. Look at the little subtle push Michael gave right there to get some spacing between he and the defender. Great over-the-shoulder catch.
Barry Switzer and company into the locker room up 16-3 after the rookie free agent Chris Bonial from Louisiana Tech had 3 first-half field goals. Second half, Ernie Zampese's offense. Well, Aikman lays it up for Irvin. Another fine catch. 8 catches today. Then Emmitt. Oh, that foxy one. Look at him. He go inside, setting up another field goal. And indeed, Black Sunday for the Steelers. Jim Jeffcoat. I mean, you just dust him off, tell him there's the quarterback, and look at that. Haley had 4 sacks. Jeffcoat had 3. Bill Bates with his sack on O'Donnell. The Cowboys had 9 sacks today. All the Cowboys getting involved. Aikman. Want to see Alvin Harper sky? Between defenders. Lynn Swan-esque at 3 Rivers, no less. Then Emmitt caps it off, a 2-yard run. 26-9, he dives inside the cone. Barry Switzer, well, the suspense is over. 26-9. Listen to the numbers. Offense, 442 yards. The Steelers, 126. Aikman, 21 of 32 for 245. Emmitt, 171 yards rushing. Michael Irvin, 8 for 139. Haley, 4 sacks. Jeffcoat, 3 sacks. I mean, you just tell them this is the start of the season, and there they go. Big win today, a convincing win for the Cowboys. Well, they won. How about the team that they met in the Super Bowl last year, the Buffalo Bills? Could they get back for the 5th straight time? Pete Carroll, former defensive coordinator of New York Jets, now taking over as head coach. Marv Levy, last time his team lost an opening day game, 1987. That's the last time they finished below 500. Boomer Esiason, a bad preseason, but so what? This is September. Johnny's Mitchell, 19 yards. Esiason to the other tight end, James Thornton. Sets up a 3rd and 1. And they give it to Johnny Johnson, trying to go outside. He's stripped of the football, but Mitchell is Johnny on the spot, and he recovers it for a 1st down.
These are the plays that went the Bills' way last year. Ball knocked out by Bruce Smith, but the Jets recovered.
Bruce Smith and company now trying to hold on 3rd and goal. Richie Anderson stopped short by Marcus Patton and Mark Maddox. So, Pete Carroll says, what do you think? First play, 2nd quarter, 4th down. Anderson, yes, he just gets in. And the Jets lead at 7-0, a 9-minute and 45-second drive time. Still in the 2nd quarter, 3rd and 10. The Jets again with the ball. Carroll smiling some more. Esiason. Remember he had a bad August last year? First 2/3 of the season, he was outstanding. Johnny Mitchell, the catch and the run. It's a big season for him. Mitchell stays down, and he's going to have a big season. 55 yards before he's knocked out at the 8th. And Johnny Johnson, Jeff Bright, nose tackle out. Where's the defense up the middle? Not there. 14-3, Jets, Jets. Levy turns to Jim Kelly, but unfortunately, Kelly turned to Marvin Washington. A tip, and then Marvin Jones, the 2nd-year backer, almost with a pick. Then they work on the rookie, the #1 pick this year, Aaron Glenn, incomplete. Ronnie Lott gets it, but he's out of bounds. But the great coverage by the rookie Glenn.
Yeah, Aaron Glenn here, step for step. Look at him, read, cut to the outside, get right in front of the receiver, and then gets a nice hand up in his face to not tip the ball away.
7-3 Jets at the half, lead 17-3. Thomas stopped by Marvin Washington. Then even when Thomas did gain yardage, 3-yard gain wiped out due by a holding penalty. Now Levy's Bills are down 20-3. 4th and 13. Jets have some big players on defenses. Logman and Marvin Washington with the sack. This basically seals it. Nick Lowry, a few field goals. I tell you what, the last 4 years when the Bills, they rolled out of September, last 4 years combined, just 2 losses in September. They were bombed at Rich Stadium today by the Jets, 23-3, and something that we had said, Tom, during the preseason, that the Bills, yes, they had trouble winning today, but how good were the Jets? How good are the Patriots? Could they give them losses? Well, we'll find out right away. The Jets beat the Bills in Week 1. The Bills go to New England, who obviously can run it up the gut, Week 2. How good are the Dallas Cowboys? We were reminded.
Well, did somebody say this morning that the Dallas Cowboys were susceptible to the run?
Who was that?
I don't know who that
was.
I don't know who that was. I think that when you look at that defensive line, maybe Jim Jeffcoat and Russell Maryland, Leon Lett, Charles Haley and company must have been listening. They pulled out all the weapons, and it's always amazing to me. Charles Haley can kind of creep through the preseason, but when it's time to turn it on, he can turn it on.
All right. Well, we have a wild game to show you between the Miami Dolphins and the New England Patriots, but as we go inside the numbers, 100-yard rushers, Thurman had 5 today, so he was not on this list. But Emmitt had 171. He was. Marshall Faulk, hello. Welcome to the NFL for Marshall. Barry Sanders, as always, 120 yards as the Lions won. Chris Warren had an even 100 as the Seahawks won at RFK. We'll be back.
Right now, the only place you'll want to buy tires is Sears. Through Wednesday, all the best brands are all on sale. All Goodyear, all Michelin, all Bridgestone, all BF Goodrich, all 5 to 20% off. The huge Labor Day tire sale, only at Sears.
From across the seas, Beck's delivers the grand tradition and taste of the German art of brewing. Beck's, the #1 imported German beer.
We told you it was wild at Joe Robbie Stadium. Remember the end of last year, overtime. Drew Bledsoe, Michael Timpson. Patriots win 33-27. The Dolphins out of the playoffs, loses a 5 straight. But Dan Marino was back this time, and early on, a hand up to Terry Kirby. Pop loose. Myron Guyton, one of the new secondary members for Bill Parcells. And the team scores. They go up 7-0 on later on the drive. Marino's pass, tipped by Keith Byers. Picked off by Dwayne Saab. Driving like a Saab. Marino hot under the collar. Patriots, meanwhile, very cool. But Dan Marino says, hey, just give me some more chances. And he looks to a streaking Mark Ingram. Catch at the 35, and no one's going to get him. He's into the end zone, a touchdown. We're tied at 7. Marino in the first half, 167 yards, just getting warmed up. Here comes the fun, second half. Drew Bledsoe. A perfect pass to the underrated tight end, Ben Winter-Coates, playing in the heat of Miami. Look at him rumble for 69 yards. 21-10, P-Man. Coates had 8 catches for 161 yards. But remember that guy, Marino? It's not Crash Jensen. It's Keith Jackson. Oh, no! 26 yards, 2-point conversion for Shula. Draws them to within 3, 21-18. Marino, 300 touchdown pass lifetime in only 157 games. Bill Parcells, Patriots back. Bledsoe, Michael Timpson, 6 yards, 28-18 New England. Tom, why is he open?
Well, Troy Vincent here doing a great job of man-to-man coverage until he's unfortunately runs into his own man right there.
Oh, Marino, let's get going. He gets the Dolphins pumped up, a shotgun. Look at him. Look, you say his Achilles tendon. He can't move. He steps up, avoids the rush. Irving Fryer knifes to the Patriots defense. 28-25, the Dolphins within 3 again. Can we get a sack, says Don Shula. Can we get a sack? Well, can we get the comeback going? Marino, pitch to Kirby. Kirby to Marino. It's the old place flicker. Fryer open. Dolphins leading 32-28. Tommy, then a key play, though, for the Patriots.
Yeah, right here, Vincent Brisby gets chucked by J.B. Brown right there. And just knocks him off stride enough where he loses his concentration on the ball.
They call it interference. 2 plays later, Bledsoe, pump fake, got the big arm. Crittenden, right? Crittenden with a beautiful catch. And the Patriots lead at 35-32. Here it is again. Poetry in motion. Now the Dolphins down again by 3. 4th down. Let's go for it, says Shula. Marino has time. Fires. Fryer again against his old mate. Touchdown. Look at Shula. Yes, 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 it's a touchdown, Don. Fryer, 4 catches, 3 of them touchdowns, 211 yards. Marino, 473 yards. Again, so much for the preseason, but not so much for the game. Patriots have a shot. Coates catches the pass. He avoids 1 tackle. Gene Atkins, the former Saint, strips him. Michael Stewart, the former Ram, picks it up. 2 new safety members for the Miami Dolphins. Bill Parcells is upset. He thinks Coates was out of bounds on the strip, but we look again. Tom, looks like
clearly inbound.
That's right. He was inbound. Good job by the officials. Patriots' last chance. Just seconds to go. They're deep, though. Bledsoe, Timpson, incomplete. Muhammad Oliver breaks it up. And in a thriller at Joe Robbie Stadium, the Dolphins beat the Patriots 39-35. Dan Marino with 5 touchdown passes, has 303 for his career. He's only the 2nd man to surpass the 300 mark. Fran Tarkenton has 342. Opening day 10 years ago in 1984, Marino had 5 touchdown passes. That was the last time the Dolphins were in the Super Bowl. We'll be back.
True confessions about calling circles from MCI friends and family customers.
He asks for a lot of friends and family's names.
I gave him my sister-in-law, my mother-in-law, my friend in Florida.
It just wasn't worth it.
Out of my 10 people, only 1 I got the discount. To make it easier, simpler.
You want it simple? You got it. Just switch to AT&T and get AT&T True USA savings. Spend $25 a month on AT&T and we subtract 20% from your AT&T long-distance bill. Switch now and save to anyone, anytime, anywhere in the USA, guaranteed.
Simple is better.
With AT&T, you save on calls to everyone. That's why 2 out of 3 MCI Friends and Family Basic or Primetime users will save more with True USA savings.
I'm going back to AT&T.
We'll switch you for free. Just call 1-800-PICK-ATT. We're standing by for your call.
Switch back.
Switch now. Call 1-800-PICK-ATT.
Your true voice.
Well, it's late word. How bad a day was it as the Colts bombed the Houston Oilers? Commander Cody Carlson separated his left shoulder, non-passing shoulder, but yet second-degree shoulder separation. No word on how long he'll be out. That leaves Bucky Richardson. Remember, just the other day, they waived Sean Salisbury, their 3rd-string quarterback, so the Oilers will be shopping for QBs We got one here. We're not letting him go. For Tom Jackson and Robin Roberts, that was week 1 of NFL Primetime. We hope you enjoyed it. What a start.